did this to ourselves.
We have nobody we won't have anybody to blame but us.
But ourselves.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm about to go live again.
All right.
All right, let me see. Let me get this thing going right here. All right. I think we are back live. Let me make sure it's on here. Refreshing my screen. Let me see here. Yep, Hearts and Helmets After Dark. That's live. Make sure I got this one muted.
It's Hearts and Helmets and the Coach Squeak cooking channel.
Yeah. Cooking with Squeak. Oh, man. Let me see. Let me make sure it's there.
Yeah,
I ain't seeing it. Oh, I am. It's live on there. Okay, so we are live on Facebook again. Got it back here. Yep, we good to go. All right. Let me get to this main sequence right here. All right, there we go. Hold on, I'm just trying to pull it up so I can, because that's the only way I can see the comments is when I'm actually looking at the live, you know? So that's the only way I can actually see it.
Yeah, I brought it up on my laptop. I was able to see YouTube and Facebook comments.
Yeah, there we go. you got Sarah's cooking with Squeak. You gotta love it, man. Oh, there we go. There we go. We in here. We live. All right, there we go. So we got it on there. So we got 4 people on here live. So we're gonna talk about it, man. You know, the aftermath of everything that's going on. So like I said, with my show, Hearts and Helmets, my main thing is keeping everything for educational. We not on here. We not trying to bash nobody. We not on here trying to talk about nobody's backgrounds or any of this. We not trying to, we not trying to. This ain't TMZ. You know what I'm saying? This ain't that. This ain't the gossip line or anything like that, man. What we trying to do is shed light on situations so that way situations don't continue to happen, So in order to do that, we got to have a good conversation about it. We have to have a good conversation about it. If anybody would like to come on and talk about, the situations, or anybody got any insight on how they believe we can try to prevent situations like this, this is the time to do so. So we're going to keep this going. I got 4 people in here right now. Chris, are you up in here yet? Chris has the keys to he got the keys to the interview, you know what I'm saying? So he's the guy that's able to send people links to get on and talk about it. If you have no idea what's going on, right? Just refresh your Facebook screen and scroll down a little bit and read. You'll be able to find out what's going on in a matter of a couple of seconds. Yeah, if you just laying under a rock, you've been at work all day, you're not allowed to use your phone or something, and this is the first thing that you've seen on the internet, then you probably don't know. So I know it's games going on. I know it's people that's still rolling, that's still busy. If you know people that's kind of in the know or in the now, or need to know, you gotta tell them to hop on in here so we can talk about it. All the heads involved. Because at the end of the day, how can we prevent ugliness from happening while our babies is playing football on these fields? That is the question. How can we prevent the ugliness from happening? So for me, I do feel like something has to be done. You know, I do feel like something has to be done when it comes to um, accountability. I think accountability is important across the board. I think once things happen, we have to hold people accountable across the board. Like it can't be like, oh, that guy kicked him out of this situation and we gonna take him because we need them kids or we need that coach or we need this, we need that, and that's gonna make us popular by doing that. And then when something happened, then we act like it wasn't gonna happen. You know, we oblivious to what happened. You know, so
Coach, to what I think, to have youth events become spaces that are free from situations, uh, it's gonna cost. It's gonna it's gonna be expensive.
yeah,
Um, for cost for reassurance. So what I mean by that is, schools are gonna start demanding that you have armed security, or you're gonna need police presence, or things like that. And if that's the case, then these youth football games ain't gonna be free. It's gonna be $15 to get in.
yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be twenty
And then we're
dollars
gonna
to
be
get in.
and then we're gonna be screaming money grab. That's a money grab. That's a money grab. You know, nah, it's a safety grab, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, man,
Right.
with the Falcons, man, I went to a clear bag policy. Like I told people that you had to come in with a clear bag, and I got so much pushback, bro. I got so much. I had people mad. They was upset, and I'm like, what do you mean? If you went to a concert, you got to have a clear bag. If you go and do anything, it's going to be a clear bag. You know, so why can't we have that? You know, with these youth football games, it's safety for you, it's safety for me, and it's safety for our babies. You know, and you are right, man, when it comes to the cost. Like I said, I'm the president. I'm on the back end. I see where the dollars go. You know, we're paying upwards of $3,500 to play on a Saturday at a high school, bro.
Yeah.
That's a
And
lot of
then
money.
uh, and then I love the nostalgia of football, where you playing the game, and let's say you 12, 13, right? You playing the game, and then you got the little 9, 8 year olds playing murder ball in the back of the end zone, right? You
Yeah,
know, um, the little bitty cheerleading girls, after the tiny mighty cheerleaders finish, they're going around eating ice cream and hanging out
yeah,
in front of the cheerleaders that's doing it right now, right? I love that nostalgia, that family environment and whatnot. But nowadays, it has to be like high school football. Like, you can't be on the field if you're not playing.
yeah,
You can't, if you're not a coach, you can't be on the field. Now, we sometimes complain about it, but I just like AYF. Only so many people can be on that sideline. They got people walking around making sure that the sidelines are clear, right? It's a reason why things like that don't happen at those events as much as they happen at community events.
yes.
And let's be clear, this ain't just a California thing. You see
Oh,
some of
no.
the stuff that happens back east, back south, it get even crazier.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
it's not just a us thing, but because that's where we're at. Um, systems is going to be put in place so that we can prevent things from happening, and and people can feel comfortable about coming to an event. I saw a post today. A brother said, "It's two places that I give thought and consideration about before I enter. That's at a gas station and at a liquor store." He said, "Now, I just added a third to that list. It's now a youth football game."
man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy to think about it like that, man. But it's true, man.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of be on your p's and q's with it, man. You know what? Every year we have this conversation with our parents, man. And I'm not saying other organizations don't. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying the conversation will prevent anything. But I feel like over here I get a lot of flack because I I let people go all the time. I tell people they can go all the time. Any kind of fighting, or if you out here, if and I got rules of if you even threaten somebody about, oh, meet me in the parking lot. We can meet up after here. You suspended. You suspended just off that conversation. And then with us, if you throw hands in any kind of way, or any person, any part of your party throws hands, you gotta go. Because a lot of people may think like, oh, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm just gonna wait to the game and call my cousins up here and let them handle you. Like, no, they was you, and that's you. You gotta go. And that and we do that, man. And like I said, I catch a lot of flack. I got people hating on me. I got people prank calling me. I got people all kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's about these babies, man. I'm not here to be friends with adults. I'm here to keep babies safe. And I think we got to get to the point of just keeping the baby safe, man. Like somebody put in the comments, I think it was Tosh, she said, like, why are we arguing about clear bags? It's about safety. Like, we arguing about safety. You mad because I'm trying to keep everybody safe. I just don't understand that. I just don't understand how, as a parent, you could be mad that I'm trying to keep everybody safe. But I know I'm not stupid. I've been in the stands before. I'm not oblivious to it. They want to bring their bags in so they can bring their drink in, so they can get their drink on while they watch the football game, because they want it to be a party. They want it to be an event. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm just keeping it a buck. You know what? In my opinion, I don't think that'd be such a bad issue if it didn't come with the nonsense.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
When I hear you, my dad and possibly some of my coaches, they'd be off in the corner, far away from the field. They'd be over there, and they had a 6-pack, and they be drinking and whatnot, and smoking cigarettes, and probably something else. You know what I'm saying? But it'd be so far over there, not in the middle where the kids. They may walk back over there, but it's always been. It's always been happening, not just in football. It happens in
all
basketball.
sports.
It happens in all sports, soccer,
So-
all that.
So now, just use that same situation, right? In that same situation, when you walked over there towards them adults, what did they tell you when you walked over there and start getting close to them?
Hey, y'all going back over there. Y'all going back over there. What you want? What you need?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'll be over in a minute.
Yeah. So not condoning. We not saying it's okay. We not that's not what we saying. We not saying it's okay as long as you keep the kids away. But at least it was somewhat of a, hey man, let's keep this away from these kids. Nowadays, you got coaches vaping on the sideline during the game. During the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we talking about, Javon. Because Javon said he feels different because he said, me and you, coach, he said, Squeak and Dunlap, when y'all was growing up, there was a code of morals. He said that they lack that now. He said the goal was to protect the babies away from life. We made sure we made it sure it was safe for the little kids. And I think that's what we're saying. We're saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no we let little kids see and function around us like they're our homies now. They right next to us doing the same foolishness, and then we get mad. And Mark said this. He said the reason I only let my organization scrimmage certain teams. So he said that's the reason why he don't scrimmage certain teams, because he don't want to deal with the foolishness. And I agree with you, Mark. I do 1,000%, because we do the same thing. And then on top of that, it's hard too. It's hard because, let's be real, a lot of the game day smoke come from the teams that you kind of don't want to deal with their parents. That's where you're gonna get the edge you need from them teams. But then at the same time, it come with a cost. It come with a cost.
Yeah.
It come with a cost. And that's the hard part, and that's what the hard part is to balance, man. But a lot of teams and organizations, man, they They stay away from playing at these high school fields because at the end of the day, man, it's taxing, bro. It's taxing. You know, it's hard to maintain. It's hard to maintain that nostalgia and not go up on a price, right? Or or then all of a sudden you like, yeah, we got to charge to get in, and then you like, what? You got to charge to get in? I done already paid $500 for my son to play, and da 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 da. Like it's like, yeah, but that's because I got security at the gate. That's because I got to walk through the parking lot and pick up your Hennessy bottles after practice, after the game. Because if I don't, the administrators is gonna pull in come Monday morning when it's time for school, and now all the students got to get out of their cars looking at your Hennessy bottles and looking at your blunt wrappers. You know, I think that's yeah, Mark, I agree with you, man. We got to get back to like-minded as a whole. You know, I agree with you. I agree with you, brother. I said a lot to do with this stuff, man. Is I think this current generation has a problem with code switching, and I think that's that. And what I mean by code switching is us growing up. We don't talk the same way how we talk with our friends than we talk at church. We don't talk the same way how we talk with our friends that we talk when we in school. And we shouldn't talk the same way how we talk to our homies, to our football players. But we do. And then we expect for kids to learn how to code switch. You know, and pardon my French, we let kids say that they gonna knock a nigga shit loose before a game and then get mad when they do something aggressive or do something they ain't supposed to in the game. Well, coach, you just told me I need to knock his shit loose. What do we mean, coach? You know, our team name is the little 9mm. You know what I mean? Our team name is the Glocks. You know what I'm saying? That's our team name. What you mean, coach? You know? Yeah. Man, so Javon hit it on the head. You know, it's crazy, Javon. I don't know if you was coaching with us, but I used to have meetings all the time, and that was one thing I would say all the time. I would be like, look, because I have zero tolerance with smoking on the field. Like on the field, if you can't, and I tell my parents all the time, man, if you really can't go 2 hours without smoking, go to your car, drive around the block, something, but don't be out here rolling a blunt, smoking in front of my babies. Everybody kid ain't like that. Everybody kid ain't like that, man. I had and to be honest with you, Squeak, I had a kid come back to our organization. He left. He went to a whole nother organization because they was charging $200. You know, because they said they gonna charge cheaper. And he said he went there for one practice and came back the next day because his coach walked up to practice smelling like weed.
Hey, I got a story, man. This was early on in my coaching career. I had went out the night before a game, right? Went out and partied and whatnot, and I had a game that Saturday, and it was hot. So this is back when I was drinking Hennessy, right? And you know how that stuff come out in your pores? And I'm coaching, I'd have been 8 or 9 years old, and I'm in a huddle. You know, I'm sweating because it's hot. And the kid told me, Coach Squeak, you smell like Hennessy. And I said, man, shut up, man. Run the play. And man, like I walked away. And no, it's the real deal. I said, man, shut up, man, and run the play. And I felt bad. I was like, damn. This kid told me I smell like Hennessy. I'm like, man, I showered, I got ready, but it still came out my pores. And I felt so bad that I told the kid to shut up and run the play. But he was just being honest.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
I made sure that I never wanted a kid to tell me or bust me out like that. And because I'm the adult in the situation. And I've never had that happen again, but that was a awakening for me.
Yeah.
And you know, I would hope that anybody coming behind me don't have to experience that with a kid. You know what I mean?
Yep. I agree. And like, man, I remember the first time we went to Florida. The first time we went to Florida, man, and I had 12 9-year-olds that I had to take care of. I had 12 in an Airbnb. Just me. Honestly, I think I was the only adult in the Airbnb with the kids. So I had to take care of all 12. So after the games, everybody would be like, "Oh, we about to go here. We going to the taco place. We going here. We going there. We going here. We going there." And I'd be like, "All right, bet, bro. Just hit me." Knowing I'm not going nowhere. I got 12 kids that I need to take care of. And there's no way I'm leaving 12 10-year-olds in the Airbnb in a whole nother state. And they parents that trusted me with their kids at 9 and 10 years old, man. And like, and shout out to all my parents, man, for trusting me. Cause I don't know if I would have trusted half of mine, you know. Nah, I was playing. I would have trusted a lot of my parents, but but man, just that situation of having that trust with these kids, man, and coaches, man. I got a couple in here, and like I said, the replay gonna go crazy. But coaches, man, y'all gotta understand, you guys are role models for these kids. You guys are superheroes to these kids. Like, these kids see you as like NFL players, bro. They see you as celebrities, man. Like, for real. Like, they see you bigger than what you are. Like, one of our best little 7-year-olds, man. When he see me, he light up. He be like, "What's up, Coach Dunlap?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, what's up, man? What's going on, man?" And I remember his auntie or something would tell me, like, he think you like some famous football player. Like, he he think you so. I said, "I am." "What you mean?" "What you mean I am?" You know? But man, these kids look up to us, man. I feel like we gotta take a stand and represent that. But Squeak, man, how are we gonna how does a grown man treat kids better than they treat their own kid? Because they be treating their kids just as worse.
Well, I remember back in the days, man. We coaches had to interview for real.
Yeah, I remember.
Coaches had to interview, and I mean the answer is really simple, man. The people at the top got to keep people held accountable. We held interviews, and just no smacks on the wrist, bro. We just have to be. I mean, I'm tired of using the word, but it's really just accountable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then now we're to the point where we gotta be zero tolerance. Zero tolerance. Yeah. It happens, you gone. Like, yeah. I mean, that's the only solution at this point.
1,000%. Mark, I got you, bro. We gonna talk about it, man. We gonna make Moval great again. We gonna make Moval great. That's gonna be the title. Make Moval great again. Mark and Dunlap. You know what I mean?
Make Moval great again. I love that.
Man. What up, Brandon? Man, but like I said, man, I remember the interviews, man. I remember. And you know what's crazy? This is something else that happens. This is something else that happens in our own city. And it probably happens in other cities too, right? So I'm gonna keep names out of it. But there was a coach that we had, and he got into an altercation with his own coaches. And everybody was telling him, "Man, you need to go, you need to leave, man, whoop, whoop, whoop," and all of this and all of that. And he was just like, "Man, I air this thing out, whoop, whoop, whoop." And I'm on the sideline. I said, "Oh, bro, you got to go." You know what I mean? Like, you got to go right now, bro. Like, you got to get up out of here right now. You got to go. Like, and I kicked him out, banned him. He never got around my kids again. None of that. Gone. Up out of here, right? But at the end of the day, you already know what happened the next year. He ended up coaching for a whole nother organization. And organizations be knowing what be going on. And they still just tolerate the foolishness. And it's just like, I just don't understand. If I get a new coach, like Mark's on the live right now, right? If somebody coached with the Bears and Mark kicked him out, and then they come to us, I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call somebody involved with the Bears and be like, "Why did y'all kick this man out? What happened?" And if it has anything to do with something like that, nah, bro, we don't get down like that. That's not what we do. You know, that's not what we do.
You gotta go. has to be that way, but you would have to go.
Yeah, you're not fit. You're not fit right now. You're not fit to be around these kids, even though you may feel like, oh, it was just a one-off. I just had a bad day. Like, certain things ain't, I just had a bad day. Certain things ain't like that.
Yeah.
Certain things ain't that. You know, certain things you don't threaten. You don't threaten kids. You don't threaten with killer violence. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things you just don't do, man. Like, and I think we got to start holding more and more people accountable. With Dan, as we keep going, get back to accountability. Like, you know, we got to start holding like people accountable. And then, like, let's take it a step further, right? Let's talk about money. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about events. Let's talk about people hosting events in California and how we keep letting the same people throw events in California year after year after year, stealing people money, and we just laugh about it. Other than shutting it down, let's talk about the groups reposting a flyer. You know what I'm saying? let's talk about, you know what I mean? Like, that's what we do. The groups is just as guilty. You know this man steal. you know this man steal. And we gonna keep reposting the flyer. You know, like, it's certain things that's just like, nah, man. Like, it's certain things that you just don't do. You know, it's just certain things that you just don't do. We don't give, and like I think me and you was talking earlier, it's not about second chance, because I think people do get second chances, but the people that's on their second chance is also on their fifth, sixth, seventh chance. And we still just laugh and giggle about it.
Like, okay, when is it gonna end?
Yeah, like, and then when something big happened, and then we like, oh man,
Yeah. You know, I mean, we just don't want to. We don't want to wait until things become tragic.
Yeah.
But you know, here's the crazy part. Things have a crazy way of working themselves out. At some point.
That part, man. Yeah.
You know.
At some point.
You know, I just hope it's sooner than later.
Yeah.
Just hope it's sooner than later.
So us, man, we haven't went a year without playing at high school stadiums, you know, for us. But man, it's tough, coach. It's tough, man. Because people don't know how to act. They don't understand that this is people's schools. There's millions of dollars going on at this school. You know?
No, for real.
All right, so my man, so Squeak, we got Maxwell. He said his wife, Monet. He said everybody want to know what you cooking, man. Everybody, they see you saucing everything up. They see you seasoning everything, man. They said, what are you cooking, man? You know, from here it looks like you making some. You know, it look like you making some tacos with some rice and beans. You know what I'm saying? That's what it look like, but I don't know.
Some stuffed bell peppers, man. I'm making some stuffed bell peppers.
That's what's up, man. So look, man, TDT, Chef TDT, Chef TDT, man.
That's a spin-off from Hearts and Helm.
I know, yeah, Chef TDT, man. No, man, but that's real, man, and people know me, man. It's crazy. There's a lot of people in this live that know me personally, you know, and if I'm lying, y'all fry me. I'm not lying. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I say, I'll say to somebody right in their face about how I feel about my babies. And I feel like all these babies is my babies. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, we got to keep them safe. You know, it's our job to keep them safe, man. Like no one else, you know, like, and even the gang culture. We got to get the gang culture out of youth football, man. Come on, man. Why we using it? Why we gang culture? I remember, and you tell me if you remember. You remember when Battle came out with the what is the back plates, and they had the red and the blue bandana ones?
Yeah.
And everybody was in the uproar.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that people actually said something about that, because I thought, like, you know, what's the word that I'm looking for? It definitely felt rather exploitive
Yes.
on the behalf of battle to even do that.
Yeah.
Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing? Red and blue bandana design? Are you crazy?
Yeah. Like, nah, let's not.
What's
Yeah,
going
let's
on?
not. You know, let's not do
And,
that. Y'all not making
and
red and blue baseball gloves. Y'all not making.
right, right.
You know
And I'm like,
what we
well,
talking about? Y'all don't make red and blue bandana
this,
volleyballs.
come on, don't come to our community with that. And
Yeah.
I mean, you can say that's ignorance, but I don't buy it. That shit was
Yeah.
intentional.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Most
I
definitely.
mean, they thought that people was gonna accept that gang culture, to play on the gang culture and say, oh well, it's not like yeah, come on now, we all know what this is.
Yeah.
Don't play. We all
And
know
and
what this is, and you try to exploit the gang culture for financial gain. Knock it
yeah.
off.
Yeah. Knock it off. That's not what we doing here. And then you know what? You know what you got to think about as well, man. Say that one more time.
I said I had forgot all about that.
Yeah. Yeah. But that man, I'm telling you, there's a lot of things that I've seen throughout the time that we just let slide, bro. And I'll be like, why are we letting this slide? You know what I mean? Like, why are we letting this slide? There's too many dope. And now leave race in it, but now let's go gender wise. There's too many strong men around for us to continue to subject our young boys to such foolishness. You know, such foolishness. From the little things, right? From the little things. I remember when I used to coach 5 and 6 year olds, right? I used to coach 5 and 6 year olds, and I remember having this conversation with my parents and kids. I used to tell my mamas, if I catch you carrying your son's shoulder pads and helmets off this field, I'm going to make your son run the next day when he come back. If he can wear them shoulder pads and helmet, he can carry it to the car. You shouldn't be carrying your groceries in the house. You shouldn't be taking out no trash. There are certain things that you need to make that boy do. Now, I'm not saying let your 6-year-old kid walk downstairs in the apartments, across the apartments, and throw it in the trash and all that. But it's a certain standard that we have to teach boys how to be men. We just can't expect for them to turn into a man once they hit 18, 19 years old. We have to
Right,
let them learn how
right.
to become a man. We have to learn. They have to learn how to do that. In a way you do that is to if you don't have and now let's talk about it. If you don't have a male involved in their life, what's the go-to? Oh, I'm going to put him in football to get him around a strong alpha male that's going to lead him, right? And you sign him up for football, but guess what? You got little Nuke and little tiny this. He's the head coach, and now that man is leading your son, which defeats the whole purpose. You know,
Little lady,
you know what I'm
come
saying?
on, bro.
And now that's what it
Come on.
is. We teaching them the wrong way. And I feel like that part is backwards, brother. Like, even if you part of that life, because we all got backgrounds, we all got past. We all can't put our past on blast. It's gonna be ridiculed. We see that, but it's how you act now. We got to get in front of these
Right.
kids and tell them all the not. You ain't got to tell them all the mistakes. Your job is for you not to let these kids make the same mistakes that you made. But it's like we glorifying our mistakes.
Bro, but see, that goes back to like I don't want to say I don't know if culture is the right term, but that's how today's society is. It's a
Yeah.
microcosm of today's society, where parents rather be more friends, homeboy, homegirl, with their
Yeah.
kid versus being a parent or my mom and my dad was mean, so I want to be the cool parent. And
Yeah.
hey, that cool parent, that come with some things.
Yeah.
You ready to be the cool parent or the parent that's gonna keep their kids from being incarcerated or getting in trouble or whatnot. You know, you want yeah, it's all that stuff is just a microcosm of that, man. And I see a lot of the issues that the the parents are younger. And I don't even know if it's so much, because we say this a lot, well, the parents are younger and this and that and another. And then if I do the math, my parents was around the same age as these parents are now. So
Yeah.
I can't even
Yeah, I
say
start off young
these
too.
young parents and they tripping out. My mom had me when she was 19. So that's right around the same lines as how the age gap between the parents of today and their kids. So I can't even give them that. It's just about, you know, people were different then. Now
Yeah.
the level of respect, things like that. That's why things are the way that they are. However, the heads of organizations and then the coaches, they set the tone.
Yeah.
They set the tone. They set the expectations for the parents. And it's okay if you don't want to abide by the rules. You just got to go somewhere else.
Yep. Yeah, if you don't want to follow the rules,
You
there's a
can't go.
place over there that'll let you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't like to follow rules.
Yeah.
They might be cool with that over there. And again, coach, that's okay. But you just got to do that over there. You can't do it over here.
So coach, how much
And that,
time
and
you
that's
got left? How much time you got left on your meal, man? How much time? Because everybody gonna be waiting to see the final product, bro. You about to we go. He chefing it up, man. My man, we over here chefing it up, man. So,
yeah,
hey,
no,
my
I got I got a little minute before I'll be done. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
that's what's up, man. All right, my man Marquise Anderson, man. So I'm gonna let you get your phone ready to clip this. I'm gonna let you go ahead and screen record. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds, man. All right, so my man Marquise said that he rolled out a Sun athlete progress report starting game one. So a lot of y'all don't know Coach Anderson, man. Coach Anderson is a young coach for us here at the Falcons, man. He's probably one of the next. He's the next premier coach out of the city, man. He does a great job. He's able to listen to information from people around to gain information to get better. And he's just got better and better, not week by week, day by day. He gets better and better and better, man. And that's one of the I'm telling you, he one of the premier coaches in our area, man. He probably gonna be the guy to take over and help run the city when it comes to this football stuff in this area, man. Shout out to my man Anderson, because he's trying to do. My man Coach Anderson is just trying to do the best with the babies, man. And he's taking a good group of kids and molded them the right way. He holds them accountable. He does a great job. He's a great young coach, man. Great young coach, man.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. We need
So yeah, we need them. We need the good young coaches because about 2-3 years ago, I became the I became the old head coach now, man. I done got inducted to the old coach Hall of Fame. You know, I'm not I'm not the young coach no more, man. I pull up bumping my music. The coach like, hey, the kids like, coach, we don't listen to that no more. That's old. You listen to that old music, coach. you know. So I'm not the young coach no more. So I gotta pass that on to somebody else, man. But nah, man, I appreciate everybody in the live, man. Appreciate you, Squeak. If we don't have nobody that gonna jump in, is Chris still up in here? I don't even know if Chris is still up in here. He probably locked in going to work tomorrow. He got work, man, early. He boy be knocked out. And we went for a minute, man. But I know Guilford be up on here
it.
and stuff on want to pop on, but man, everybody appreciate you. I don't know where the comments. I don't know if they froze or not. Let me refresh this screen.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you for having me, man. Let me get on here and give my little 2 cents. And, while I'm preparing my Sunday meal, it's a little
Yeah,
bit later than it should be, but,
as
getting
long
it
as
in
it's
over
happening.
here.
lot of man. So there we go. Let me see. Let me make sure. Man, Coach Chris is doing a good job. You know, if y'all don't know, Coach Chris, the admin, man, he the one that be getting everybody locked in and getting everybody on here and helping me run the show from the back end, getting everybody on the live and things like that, man. So my man Chris is helping me out a lot with that. But yeah, man. Hey, like I said, appreciate you, Squeak, man. We gonna keep this thing. Let me see. Should grab, man. Let's see who on. Let me see. I think my man Ray did a good thing today, making sure them kids had somewhere to play, man. I think that was good to make sure them kids that travel from distances. Yeah.
Yeah, nah. Hey, man, look. Moreno Valley gonna have to get it together, man. All this open space out here. You know what I'm saying? And start blessing us with some stuff around here.
Oh man. Yeah, like I said, we could talk about it. You know, man, quiet as kept, man. LaSalle was supposed to be turf fields, man.
Yeah, I know.
Man, like that was supposed to be the football. That was supposed to be the football sports. That was supposed to be the football sports center right there, man.
No, Coach. I know.
You know, we got turf fields.
Yeah, but we can't get on them.
No, we can't use them. Not allowed to use them.
They've been booked up for the next 10, 20 years. I don't even know how you do that. And I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They've been booked up. They booked up for the next decade.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that happens.
Man, it's a you got to think about it though, Coach. Right? Let's say we wasn't involved with this, right? And you have an option, and I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. You got an option. You can make a couple of $1 million with football, or you can make the same couple of $1 million with soccer, with less insurance. You know what I mean? You gonna pick the one that you ain't gonna have a multi-million-dollar insurance policy, you know, and that's part of it. Not only the concussions, but the insurance, the fighting, the shooting, the stabbing, the arguments, you know.
I'm curious to know, because I'm sure it happens. I'm curious to know what the drama is like at youth soccer events. I'm real curious to know what that looks like.
Me too.
You know?
Me too.
Because youth sports is youth sports, and, you know, stuff happens all over the place. But I'm really curious to know, you know, what that looks like. You know, what kind of stuff do they have to deal with? I want to know.
Because I see the videos all the time at baseball. You know, I see the baseball videos. I see them.
Baseball and basketball.
Yep. I see the base.
I want to know what the numbers look like on an annual basis. Like what kind of like fights and stuff like that would make football that much more of a risk.
So I'm just gonna point something out to y'all, man. Listen, my man Squeak just took something out of the pot that was 2,000 degrees. He blew on it one time. He blew on it one time. He blew on it one time. and it was at proper temperature, man. Y'all remember y'all dad? He used to put his hand on the barbecue pit while it was hot to flip over the meat. Whole hand, just flip it, boom. You got it. I think it kick in on us, at certain ages, man. Once you don't feel heat no more, man. You know, we don't, you don't feel heat no more, man. Like, man.
You might
Man,
I ain't
it's
gonna lie to you.
wow. Man, that's crazy. Everybody seen it, they just didn't want to say nothing, man. But that's why we on Hearts and Helmets, man. We see everything now. Oh man. Man. If we got do we got any man, I'm real excited about other things outside of football, right? I got a real talented family, right? Um, Man, my sister-in-law just came out with a crazy book. Any readers out there, I'm gonna post her book, like for real. I'm gonna post it on my page, man. It has nothing to do with football. She's just like crazy how her mind works. She's an amazing author. Author. She has books. Like she really be coming out with books, man, going crazy over the internet. Like, so I'm gonna post it, and he said,
What
and
kind of
she
book?
it's I think it's like it's a romance, but also it's a lot of drama in there. She also have different series of different things, and she write Christian books. Like it's not like she just stick to one thing, man. That's why I be so amazed how she work. You know, actually, if she's in here, or if somebody can hit her up and tell her to post, see if she can post a link to her book in here while we're talking about it. That way people can see it. But yeah, if you're a reader, man, or if your wife is, or anybody, like, man, cop that thing, man. It's crazy because I'm a reader, but I read things that I like read football. You know what I'm saying? Like I read books to do that. So, and I think she got the digital version too. So if you can't read, you can listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just not a reader, you can just listen to it. Um, my man, Coach Anderson said, he said, Squeak, he said, holding a pot handle barehanded is different. Like, and he got the metal on metal daddy. It's not even the little plastic one, man. He got the metal on metal. Where it gets a hot to cold at the tip, man. Oh man, but you gotta love it, man. I appreciate you, man. So,
Hey,
hey man, but
reads them books, man. She reads them books, the gangster books and the crime bosses and all that crazy type stuff. So, yeah, tell sister drop the link in there, man. My wife should be
got you.
interested in something like that.
Got you. Somebody please, Taj, somebody put the link in the chat so people that want to buy it they can. It's on Amazon. It's not even like on a rinky dink post, man. It's hot live and direct, man. It's really official. Like it's crazy. I'm super proud of her. You know. But yeah, appreciate everybody for listening. After hours, I think we've gone, man. I've had my man Squeak on here for about 2 hours, man, just talking football and talking on the betterment. Like I said, next session we're gonna have my man Jabari on here. I think for the next after hours, I'm gonna try to get Walker on here, and talk about it, or I'm gonna try to get Ray and a couple of people that's in charge of things to see what can we do as far as like as a whole in Southern California to make things better. I think that's a good conversation to have. And the reason why we got to make these decisions before someone else steps in and do it, and they will.
Huh?
And
You said you got Coach DeBoer coming on your next episode?
Yes, sir. Next Sunday, 7 p.m.
Hey, look, I gotta tune into that. Hey, Jabari is one of those guys that if you know, because he's not one of those guys that's just all out here bragging and boasting. But if you know that Jabari is a guy, and he's a guy in this football world.
Yeah, most definitely.
The savants of the game, they know. Hey, that's gonna be next level right there. I'm tapping into that.
Yeah, most definitely. And we're going to make sure we talk ball. I'm gonna see if he can give y'all some insight. I'm gonna see if he can. I'm gonna see if he can tap in and give y'all some. I'm gonna ask him like what's his favorite pass concepts, his favorite runs. I'm gonna ask him about the rampage. I'm gonna see if maybe we can get one or two of his kids on and talk about what they doing. Cause man, his team that he got is going offer crazy right now. Like they got it's offers on top of offers on top of offers on top of offers, and not just from his school. I'm talking about kids that just came up in his program that went to other schools and they still showing dominance, you know. So I'm gonna have him on next week. Like I said, Squeak, I appreciate you 1,000% for giving people your insight. Hopefully everybody can, you know, if you're not on YouTube, jump over to the YouTube and please subscribe. I drop videos on there. I'm gonna drop clips from this live. I'm gonna drop clips all the time. Y'all just continue to support because I'm really out here just trying to educate people and to try to give people the good news about football instead of all the nonsense. And like I really want to stay away from the nonsense. So anything you want to say, Squeak, before we end this one?
You know what? Appreciate you, Coach, for having me on here, man. I love what it is that you're doing. We need these type of voices for our sports and for our community, bro. So I love what you're doing, man. Hearts and Helmet. I love the name. And I hope everyone just continues to support. And, you know, us as a football community, let's just continue to try our best to make sure that we create safe environments on and off the field for our kids, man.
Yeah, 1,000%. That's Coach Dunlap, Coach Squeak signing out. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one, man. Y'all have a great rest of your week. And on Instagram, I do post motivational Mondays every morning. I come out with some motivation. So if you're a coach, man, take that motivational thing and send it out to all your players to help them motivate them week by week. I'm going to keep up with high school football. So this week is scrimmage week. So I'm about to be turned up for these boys this week because they got to get turned up because it's the beginning of their season. So y'all just on the lookout for that on the Instagram. All of my contacts is on the bottom of the live, man. Make sure y'all lock in with me, man. And I'll see y'all at the next one. See y'all next week at 7 p.m.
All right, my brother.
All right, man.